Hi guys, my name is Karthik and I'm from executeautomation.com, and this is part 6 of our automated build deploy test with Team Foundation Server 2015 and Selenium. So in this part we'll be talking about deploying our application and Selenium framework from Team Foundation Server 2015 in local machine. So before watching this part, I would request you to watch part 4 and 5, since this part is going to be a continuation of those two parts. Alright, so for that I'm going to flip to Team Foundation Server. Alright, so in the last video we just stopped right here saying there's so many things that we discussed. So the last thing which I'm going to do, maybe the last couple of things which I'm going to do to make this deployment happen in our Internet Information Server is to add the MS build arguments. Again, this MS build argument is basically one of the build argument that you can add while compiling your build, so that you can tell, hey, MS build, just pick up the publish profile that I got in my application and execute that, and then create the release.debug.cmd file that we saw right here. So I want it to build this kind of zip file for me. So remember, in our last video we were just right clicking it and we were just hitting this publish, and then we were clicking this publish button, which is kind of pain, which you cannot do in your Team Foundation server every time. Rather, you want to make this happen automatically, and this you can do using your MS build arguments, which is kind of great, right? So how to do this? Very simple. You need to actually add some of the parameters in the MS build argument right here, and the argument is this. I'm just going to copy this argument. It is nothing but this. I'm just going to paste it right here. It is /p : deploy on build is equal to true, /p is equal to publish profile is equal to release. Great. So this is the only argument that I'm going to add, and then I'm going to just save this build definition. And the last thing which I'm going to add is, remember I showed a command prompt where I just added the release.command.cmd/y, which was actually responsible for deploying the code into your Internet Information Server. So that we need to add. So how do we actually add that? So basically it is nothing but running a batch file, right? That's what it was doing. Baby, that's the most important thing that you can do in your Team Foundation server workflow, is by clicking this add build stub. And here you can go to the utility, and here you can choose a variety of options where you can tell that you want to run this. So basically I'm going to say I want to run a command line. So that command line is something which we saw in our previous video, right? So basically I'm going to tell that I want to run the release tool and with some of the argument, which is nothing but the /y, right? So that's the argument that we need to add. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm just going to copy this particular location, right? And then I'm going to specify a command here, which is nothing but the /y. The /y is nothing but the command to execute or deploy application into our Internet Information Server, right? So I'm going to just save this and I'm going to hit OK. So this will basically execute the application. It will just build the application, and also it will create a zip file or the release file into my specified location, and then it will execute from the command prompt and deploy that into my Internet Information Server. So let's quickly run and see how this thing works. So for doing that, I'm going to click this Q new build, and it will ask me to select the build agent from the queue or the pool. So I'm going to select the default because that's where my agent is actually available, and you can see that it is building the application right now very easily, and it's going to synchronizing the repositories. So the first time it's going to pick up the complete application, and it also has to restore the NuGet packages or the NuGet packages from the website. So as you can see, it is restoring the NuGet packages, and it's adding the packages for our project which is required. All right, did you see it has created the release.zip as well in the log file? So it is creating as release.zip with the help of the publish profile that we added, the command that we added there. And now it is running a simple command to execute. So you can see that, and the build got succeeded. And if you go to the www root, so the latest file is actually updated right here. right? So this is how you can create a very simple build definition for deploying the application into your local internet information server or local machine using this build definition of vNext in Team Foundation Server 2015. So in the next video, we'll actually work with deploying your application in a remote machine with a very simple command change so that you can make the same thing happens in a remote machine, right? So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video and have a great day.